Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and today let's make my birthday cake with vanilla and chocolate cake layers and a chocolate peanut butter frosting. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Let's make this. Now, like a usual cake starts, cream your butter and sugar. If you aren't using a mixer and you're doing this by hand, cream your butter and sugar first with a spatula before using your whisk to make it fluffy. Add in an egg one at a time until mixed thoroughly together. Now add in the second egg and mix. Add in your vanilla and mix thoroughly. If your batter splits, do not worry. Once you add in your flour and milk, it's going to come together. We are doing this half and half. Mix and then add the rest of your flour and milk, and your cake is ready to go in the oven. Now use your spatula to fold in the rest, and once it's mixed, get it into your greased and lined baking tin and then let that bake. Let's make our chocolate cake. Remember to tap your pan to get out any air bubbles in your batter. Now for my chocolate cake, I get in some oil and egg, mix that together and add in some vanilla, add in my sugar and my milk and mix that until combined. It's actually buttermilk, not milk, my bad. And now I'm going to add in my dry ingredients, which is my flour, baking powder, baking soda, and cocoa powder. Once I have this mix all together, I'm going to add in coffee. This is really essential for your chocolate. It deepens the flavor and makes it really rich and chocolatey. Once completely mixed, I'm going to add in the hot coffee and mix that carefully together. We do not want this batter to spill over the bowl, and I'm just going to mix that until I get a smooth but runny batter. Once you get a smooth batter, you're going to do the same thing with the vanilla layer. Get it into a grease and lime tin, bake and make sure to cool completely, and this is the product you have. Extremely beautiful, delicious cake layers. Now you can wrap this and keep in the fridge till when you're ready to frost your layers like I did. I frosted my layers 2 days later. Now this is 2 days later and I'm ready to frost my birthday cake ahead of my birthday. So now, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you aren't using a mixer, use a spatula to soften your butter a little bit before using your whisk to beat until very fluffy and smooth. Now I'm going to add in the peanut butter and beat this with my whisk as well. We want to get this fluffy and mixed with the butter completely. Now I'm going to add in my icing sugar and continue to beat that mixed. Now this is just half of the icing sugar I'm going to add because I'm doing this manually, and half of my cocoa powder. Now, like I've done before, I'm going to get my spatula in there and mix this together before continuing with my whisk. This is going to make it easier for my manual whisk to mix all this together and get it fluffy. Now once I've mixed that, I'm going to add in some vanilla and milk. I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons in total into this batter to make it creamier and fluffy. I'm going to be adding the milk one at a time, not all at once, and then I'm going to add in the rest of my icing and cocoa powder, Continue to mix. While I mix, I add in half a teaspoon of salt, adding the second tablespoon of milk, the third tablespoon of milk, and then mix all these. This should get you a smooth, beautiful batter, and you're ready to frost your cake layers. Now get your cake layers out of the fridge. These cake layers were not frozen, just kept in the fridge until I'm ready to use them. Now I'm going to show you how to cut off the dome of your cake. Now you can see this cake has no dome at all, just a little top, and I'm just going to use a sharp knife to carefully go in a straight motion and cut that off. Now you can decide to use the top that we're cutting off because that's not going to go into the main cake because we want the cake to be balanced and leveled. You can use this to make cake pops or just snack on it at home, give your kids, whatever you want to do with the cake layer. You're free. So once you've taken the top off, you can see you have a flat layer to start, and now I'm going to divide this into two because I want 4 layers for my cake. So I'm going to divide this into 2 and do the same for the chocolate cake. Exactly the same process. So I'm going to put this on a plate and set it aside, clear up my work surface, get out my cake board. Now this is an old cake board I'm using. It's clean, and I'm going to get some frosting on the bottom and add a cake layer to it. Now I'm going to add some simple syrup. Remember, ingredients are in the description box. I'm just going to loosely pour this over, not to soak your cake, but just lightly the way I'm doing this. Now I add some frosting and I'm just using a spoon to smooth it out to the edges. Now I'm going to add in one of my vanilla cake layers. I'm going to keep alternating this, doing the same until we get to the top, and then I'm going to use the base of the vanilla to get an even and flat layer. So this is what your cake should look like at this point. Now I'm going to add in a lot of icing or frosting on top of the cake because this is going for a rustic look. So we want the top to be very beautiful. The sides are going to be taken care of. Just continue to watch this video, and I'm using my spoon as usual to push this to the edges and get it all around the top of the cake. Once I'm done with the top of the cake, this is what it looks like at this point. So I'm going to get the rest of the frosting and do exactly the same like I did with the top to the sides of the cake. We are going for a rustic look. We are not going for a very smooth look. So just swirl your spoon with the frosting, but make sure to get your frosting on every side of the cake and covered as you can. Now this is what your cake should look like after you're done. It's not perfect, but it's going to be delicious and going to be beautiful. I'm just going to touch up the edges you can see that still peeks out with cake, and then I'm going to use a paper towel to clean off the excess from the cake board. Now once done, I just take a block of dark chocolate and I'm grating it on the cake. This is just going to add more beauty to the rusticness of this cake, and it's super easy, and this is what it looks like once I'm done. Now doesn't this look beautiful? Now you can see what it looks like, and I'm going to dust off the rest of the chocolate shavings from the side of the cake and then add a happy birthday topper, and your cake is ready. So this is the day of my birthday, which is practically the next day after I made this cake, and it's been in the fridge for more than 12 hours. Now let's cut into the cake and see the beautiful layers inside. Now look at this beauty. If you follow my video and you follow my recipe, this is what you're going to end up having. It's not perfect, but it's delicious, it's easy to do, and it feeds a crowd of up to 16 or 32 if you want to give them smaller cake pieces. Now this is for the birthday girl. Let the birthday girl taste her cake. And if you loved this video, I know you did. This was very detailed. If you follow this recipe, you're going to end up with this exact cake right at home. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you for watching, and if you subscribe, I'll definitely see you in the next video.